Welcome back to the Division 2. We have an incredibly long recap from State of the Game today, so I do apologise for the length. But if you guys go grab some popcorn and you stick around for the duration of the video, there is a lot of incredible information to come from this week. I will be trying to go through it as fast as possible, but there are some things that I need to go into a little bit more depth about so that everyone understands. So to start off with the priority alerts, they've changed the level 30 boost that you got for pre-ordering the Warlords expansion to only grant materials credits and stuff like that to give players a one-time boost. But from what they've said, I'm picking up that you can boost as many characters as you want. So it seems to be like you can get all 4 of your characters, or you can get 4 characters up to level 30, but you'll only get materials and stuff once. There has been like really heavy discounts on the game. A lot of people are saying you can get the game for $3. The cheapest I've seen it in the UK is around £8, but they are also going to be running a free weekend from the 27th of Feb until the 1st of March. The preloads are available on PC and PS4 now. They didn't actually mention Xbox. They are still investigating the friend referral system not awarding the Hunter outfit. That's the Stinger Hunter, the yellow one. Anyone that plays during the free weekend, even if you own the game, will get a mask. So literally, if you're playing the free weekend, if you own the game already, play between the 27th and the 1st of March and you will be awarded a mask. The times of the preloads, well, not exactly preloads, but the times the expansion will be available is going to be coming soon because it's a big expansion, so it's going to be different to a normal update that we would receive. The NPCs and a couple of other things, but the NPCs getting stuck in the walls and stuff when you're running missions, that's being worked on. And they are trying to get a Warlords preload, but it's not looking likely at the moment. And then into the juicy stuff. When you complete the Keener campaign, you have a whole lot of empty in the world, so the grind begins for new loot, builds, and so on. Target intel has been removed from the game, so if you have a bounty, do a bounty. You don't need to go around grinding to get the target intel in order to initiate them. Once you reach level 40, both New York and Washington open up, and they are your playground with old, transformed, and new activities. God rolls are available from all difficulties in the game, so even if you're playing story or normal difficulty, God rolls are available, but the higher difficulty you play, the higher your chance of getting them. Gear 2.0 and God roll changes will take effect even if you don't have Warlords, so that is part of Title Update 8, that's not anything to do with the expansion, so all of the new gear changes, you don't need to buy the expansion. Then, taking a look at an image on the screen, the Season 1 roadmap will bring a lot of new stuff every single week. The seasons will be lasting for 3 months, and if you take a look at the image, they've got it set out for March, April and May. And you'll notice there are leagues in there are global events, and there's even a new apparel event, Urban Jungle, which is beginning March 31st. Then taking a look at the new Manhunt screen, these new Manhunts will become active a week after Warlords launches, alongside the season, so that'll be the 10th of March. Invasions are still going to be happening with all of this extra content, so if a Manhunt, or if anything is going to send you to say, let's go with Roosevelt Island, if that's invaded, you have to do it in Invaded. The center Manhunt, so the bigger image, will feature a new unique skill. So every new Manhunt, there will be a new skill variant. I'm not sure if that's the only way to get your hands on the Sticky Bomb and other skills that are coming into the game that we know about. And the checklist on the left hand side of this image shows what you should prioritize to level up your seasons and crack on with the Manhunt stuff. So you can see in Constitution Hall it's telling you do 3 control points, do a bounty, do DCD headquarters. They're kind of giving us a little checklist of things that they believe we should be doing. Although it's not mandatory, you don't have to do that stuff. If you look at the top right of the image, above where it says redacted on the top right Manhunt, global difficulty will affect the Manhunt, and changing it will reset the Manhunt, but you'll save your lieutenant progress. So if you have completed 3 of the 4 lieutenants, those will be saved, but progress, I don't know exactly how it works, but they said your progress for lieutenants will be saved, although if you change that global difficulty, you'll see it's on normal. If you whack that up to heroic, I believe it's going to reset the checklist, but you'll keep your lieutenant progress. Alongside the global difficulty, every single activity, mission, everything in the game will be available to play at heroic difficulty. Looking at this image, it's not the nicest to look at, but this is the pause menu. You'll see over to the right hand side of your inventory, we now have seasons. That will give you info about the current season, and it will also show your current level in the seasons. The first season, so the one that's launching on March 10th, that will award the premium track to every single player who has pre-ordered the expansion free of charge. So if you've paid the £25 to get access to Warlords of New York, the premium track will be available to you for free. Every season after that, so season 2 onwards, will cost €10, $10 or like £7 or £8 or something. It's essentially a battle pass. Some of the items we can see in the season rewards will be unique named weapon skins. So let's use the Pyromaniac, you might have a fire skin for it or something like that. There will be named weapon skins that are unique to this season, like level up system. Also, there will be full gear dyes. So they won't just cover parts of your gear, they will cover the whole thing. Every season is free to participate in. All activities and stuff across, I believe there's going to be 13 weeks. The only thing that you would have to pay for, or you have the option to pay for, should I say, is the premium track, which will give you more rewards. That's all you're getting. And those rewards won't give you anything game-changing, is literally just extra stuff. And then this part, I am incredibly happy to see the Striker gear set is making a comeback from Division 1. When I started playing Division 1 again, Striker was my go-to gear set. I tried building the best possible build using Striker. They have brought that back, is now in the Division 2. The 2-piece will award you 15% weapon handling, 3-piece is going to be 15% rate of fire, the 4-piece is going to give you Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits amplify total weapon damage by 0.5k, stacking up to 50 times. 1 stack is lost each second, 3 stacks are lost every time you miss a shot, so you have to be accurate with it. If you are to run the full 6-piece, the chest piece talent is Press the Advantage, increase max stacks for Striker's Gamble from 50 to 100. And then if you run the backpack, you'll get Risk Management, which decreases stacks lost on missed shots for Striker's Gamble from 3 to 2. And then we also heard, as you can see on this image, System Corruption is mainly going to be a PvP based gear set. Both gear sets are available from leveling up your seasons, so you can unlock them as rewards for leveling up. The Striker outfit, as you'll see on the image as well, that includes the helmet, that is available at level 5 from the premium track of the first season. Then we actually have a global event, we've got some footage for it from State of the Game. I'll let the guys talk so that they can explain it fully, but this global event is going to be called Polarity Switch. So let's take a look at the footage, then we'll come back.
So when a global event is started, players opt into it. You do so here inside of the seasons menu. You can do that if you're in any safe space. And now when you walk out, you're greeted by these enemies who are yellow or blue. And you'll notice that your arm is either yellow or blue, positive or negatively charged. Mm-hmm. You do extra damage based on how well you're playing, essentially, to same polarity enemies. And if you really want them to change polarity, you can go up and punch them in the face. Mm-hmm. That'll change the polarity of them and everyone else in their fire team. And so there's a lot of strategy. Your polarity changes every time you reload or every time you switch weapons. And by matching, you'll notice that he's got a 4 over his shoulder and he's about to have a 5. Yeah. That is a stacking buff for, hey, you're doing this correct. That damage buff is getting stronger for shooting those same color enemies.
Is there a cap for that?
I believe it caps at 5. I think 5 is as high as it go, but it's 5's a lot. You're murdering these guys. I'm certain someone will frame by frame through this and see the exact percentages. However, if you get it wrong, you're essentially given exactly one mistake, is it wipes out all of your stacks. And then a short moment later, if you hit with a second bullet, you will receive a shock for having played wrong.
I think we see that coming up soon in the gameplay, actually. Coming.
So again, here you're yellow, so you want to shoot the yellow enemies, because if you shoot the blue, you're going to be punished. So as long as you shoot the yellow, you build up your stack. Here you switch to blue, because there's a blue coming. So up, you can kill the blue, build up your stack. But you always have to be aware of what color they have, what color you have. As long as you play it right, you're going to get that damage buff, which means you're actually going to be more powerful than, in the normal game. But as soon as you do it wrong, like that, boom. So
very cool.
Don't do it wrong.
And it's really wild because this stacks really complexly with with some of the directives, because one of the directives is ammo hoarders, and so you actually get a lot less ammo, and every time you reload, it dumps all of the ammo that was inside of your magazine, making this get very complicated very quickly unless you're being very, very aware. But directives are always opt-in. You can turn them on for just a mission or turn them on globally. And so it's a really complex and revitalizing way to kick into the game.
In the footage for the global event, you would have noticed there's a green bar underneath your XP bar at the top. That is your season progression. There are 100 levels in the first season, and they level in a similar fashion to field proficiencies. They've said a season will roughly take 50 to 100 hours to hit max level, so it's roughly going to be set out for half an hour to an hour's worth of gameplay for each level in the season. There will be 3 global events in Season 1, which you would have seen on the image where it shows you the roadmap for the first season, with each one lasting a week. Global event challenges will unlock daily, and by day 5 you'll have them all to try and complete if you haven't completed a previous challenge. So if you've got one to kill 20 outcasts and you don't manage to complete that by day 2, you will have that to do on day 2 as well as the new one. There will be 10 rewards for global events, including an exotic cache when you reach tier 9, which can award you a random exotic from the game. I don't think the Eagle Bear is in there, but it will either be a gear piece or a weapon. It will just be a random exotic from that cache. XP earned from anything in the game can help you progress your season level, including the global events. So any XP you earn through a global event will progress towards your season level ups. And then we have leagues. They will last 2 weeks. There will be 60 different stages. If you complete enough stages for the leagues, you will earn unique rewards. Again, at tier 9 of the reward system, you will have another exotic cache. So it's not only the open world drops awarding exotics, it will also be the caches, which is good considering the exotics will now have god roll capabilities. And again, as we would have seen in the first image, apparel events are coming back with Urban Jungle. That will last for around 3 weeks. The apparel events, from what I heard, will now tell you how many level ups are needed for the next key in order to open caches. Projects have been simplified. When a season starts, all of the loot will be added to the loot pools, so you can ignore the seasons. You don't have to force yourself to grind through it, but you will just be basing your rewards on luck. So it'll come down to RNG instead of you leveling up to earn them. So if there's a rifle, say it's sitting at tier 68 or something, if you want that rifle and you want it early, you can then go and farm the targeted loot and it can drop from that mission or region or wherever the targeted loot is for that day. Seasons are only available after you complete the Keener campaign and reach level 40 in the Warlords expansion. Towards the end of the season, and only at the end, maybe the last 3 weeks or so, you will have the option to purchase your remaining season levels if you don't have enough time to play. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, more microtransactions in the game, nah. It's only for the last 3 weeks. One season on Division 2 will last 3 months. If you are playing this game, even if you work, have families and stuff, if you are playing this game, even for 2 to 4 hours a day, in 3 months' time, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to cover all of those levels. They said it's mainly for new players that are picking up the seasons and getting access to Warlords at a later date. But if you are playing from the start, there should be no troubles in putting 50 to 100 hours in over the course of 3 months. Rewards from the seasons, so if you've got a rifle, if you've got a new named item or something, they are going to be scaled to a higher difficulty, so the rolls can be high. You could possibly get some god rolls on them. And as I said earlier, the premium track will not award anything exclusive. You can literally get everything from the seasons to drop in the normal loot pools. The premium track will just award extra items. The faction crates, so if you're running an outcast mission and there are outcast crates, they will now show up on the minimap, which I think is pretty cool because I do miss a lot of secret rooms. People know that one for definite. A lot of the secret rooms, a lot of the faction crates, and even normal weapon and gear crates I miss. So having those faction ones show up on the minimap is going to be quite helpful. And then to end it all off, we had a developer Q&A. Gear score ranges in the crafting bench, increasing the minimum gear score if you put it to max level. So let's just say you've got a world tier 4 crafting bench. That might give you the ability to get items from 450 to 500. But then when you put it up to world tier 5, instead of it going past 500, it will just push the minimum end up. So maybe it'll go to 475 to 500 so that you have a closer range, a smaller range of the gear you can get. That's the best way I can explain it. The max gear score with Warlords is going to be 515. So they're only putting it up 15 the gear score. But the Warlords crafting bench is going to reset. It's going to put us all back to blue items. Or I believe it's blue. I don't know if they're putting I think they're actually putting green. Maybe white's in there as well. But basically the crafting bench is resetting because once you hit level 40, it will go back up to the gold high-end items. So it's basically a progression reset in a way. But that's going to do it for this week's State of the Game recap. I will be doing separate videos to make videos smaller for certain things that you guys might be interested in, because this is incredibly long. But that's all the info we got from today that really stuck out and I made full sense of. And what I want you guys to do is let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. If there is anything you are stuck with, make sure you let me know and I will do my very best to help you out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon with more Division 2 content. Thank you for watching.